What's up, y'all? So I wanted to come and make a video in regards to Queen telling her side, which a lot of y'all actually reached out to me and was like, Meek, can you go ahead and do a reaction? Would love to hear your thoughts about it. Queen told her side, which I'm deciding to do on this Sunday because it's rainy, because I got some time. I couldn't do it yesterday, y'all. We were so busy. My son, YM, he actually had to do like a whole performance run and shows and meet and greets and a lot of different things with the rap game. Shout out to Eli and them, and but that's neither here nor there. So back to the video, what we're here for. You all asked, and I'm here. Have no fear, your girl is here. No, I'm just playing. Anyway, so Queen told her side of the story, which a lot of us put that out there in the atmosphere, like, maybe if she just speaks up and tells her story, then, it'll dead a lot of things out the way and just kill the commotion all the way, right? So that's what I thought. That's what, that's because it seemed like that was the only missing factor, is Queen didn't have a voice or didn't speak on what was really going on. But I honestly can say that when I watched the video, I hate to say it, because when I'm looking at the video, it does look like she's going through a lot, like whether it's just, being another new mom and just like tired or crying, or just like things that go on behind the camera, or maybe just this family issues situation is what's causing her to look or appear to look like, she is going through it, right? So I'm not making a video to come here to, like put her down even more and nothing like that. I'm just, again, this is just a reaction of what I got from the video and what I felt and what I thought from it. So y'all asked, I'm going to give it to you. And I'm going to tell y'all how I felt from it. I honestly felt that she shouldn't have put the video out now. And I'm going to tell you why. Because for 39 minutes, I looked in the video and it was so many times where it's like, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. But even in the things that made sense, it was so much more that didn't make sense, right? And I do think that it's going to spark more issues or more drama, what she actually tried to dead. You know what I'm saying? Queen came out. She was like, this is what's going on as far as with her and Clarence and the family all together, and just the family drama and the actual initial start of when everything happened and when everything went left or whatever. So she goes on to say, like, hey, I told my mama, like, before we got signed or whatever, or when I was getting signed, I was, I advised her, like, hey, we're going to move closer or whatever, because so you could help me out, you can watch my child or whatever, and then, we're gonna be cool, like, whatever. She also was going about saying, hey, I told her that, you can get any car, whatever car you want, because her car that she wanted was like a Lexus or whatever. She was like, she's telling her she can get any car that she wants, and that's that, which, yeah, you just got signed, everything's going great. By all means, yes, boss your mom up, that's nice. So anyway, so she was going on to say like a lot of different things every time that she would like jump so fast or open her mouth to say like different things. It actually, wouldn't, the things that she was saying to her mom was actually stuff that, they didn't happen. So when they didn't happen, it appeared to be as, like, oh, I'm lying, or I just told you that to shut you up type of thing or whatever. Which I can see the side of that, you telling someone, hey, I can do this, that, and the third for you. And then when it doesn't happen, it's like, dang, why you lied to me? Like, and you're the one that actually told me that I could do this, or I could choose this, you know what I'm saying? So, I can get how that can be, a start of something that could be definitely frustrating. I'm not going to necessarily say start of what should start the whole drama, but I can definitely see something as far as, you'll get definitely mad as hell, because if you're telling me that I can get a Lexus and then I end up getting a minivan, but anyways, so that was one thing. She was just saying that there was a lot of friction there at one point, because it just seems like every time that she would make these plans with her family involved or in mind, or with her mom in mind, everything would like fall through. She was speaking about how she didn't have really the best of credit, so she really couldn't get her mom the car that she wanted, because it just it wouldn't make sense as far as down to the like the dollar values and just like a lot of different things, which she actually got the information per Lee, who is her accountant manager or whatever. So Lee told her, basically like it wasn't a good thing to do as far as like with the money situation. Man, that's where it blew it for me. I was like, yes, I understand it. But when she started bringing in Clarence and Lee into the story is when I lost the understanding. I lost the understanding, y'all. I really lost the understanding, only because I then seen in this video how it could be, how all this actually started, which Queen came out and stated like, yeah, basically she is it. She is the factor of how this started because, you have on one corner, you have your new family over here started and, everybody's around you and their family is just magically, everything that you need around you from accountants, bodyguards, lawyers, and whoever else, probably babysitters, I don't know, housemaids, who knows at this point, right? So it's like, but your real family, like your mom and your brother and sister, your siblings or whatever, it's like, okay, they kind of was left in the dust or whatever, or that's how it appears to look, She goes on to say like how she couldn't, based off the credit and Lee, and things, the situation like that, she didn't get her mom a car, but if I'm not mistaken, they got some nice cars that they drive. I don't know though. I don't know. But anyway, so anyways, what I was saying is, as far as like with the whole situation altogether, I don't know. I don't think that Queen should have put out this video. Let me tell you why. Also, not only with the Clarence and the whole Lee situation, but literally in the video itself, it literally was a video where it's like, okay, I don't want you to bash these people, but the things that she was saying would be things to go and bash people about, right? So it's like she has her mom and them in one corner looking like, okay, y'all feel like I just left y'all behind, even with the YouTube. I don't collab that much with y'all, and I'm busy, but I told y'all like y'all really got it. I got y'all to 100K. I had the personality, but yet you're making videos on the other side with like Clarence and then his friends and things of that sort. And it's like, okay, you turning these people up, and this ain't even your husband. This ain't even that. You feel what I'm saying? And then she just goes to talking about like being submissive, but you're supposed to be submissive to your husband. It's just a lot of talk in this video, y'all. And this is why my video is all over the place, because her video was all over the place with the conversation. Then it's really crazy because when I'm looking at the video, I was beginning to feel like, dang, she really is like a victim, to a lot of different things. But no. In that same video, I was like, this doesn't look good. This isn't it. I just really wanted her to stop making the video, honestly. And that's nothing against her. It's just that I seen how it was turning and I seen what it's going to do. Also, because it's just really damaging. A lot of things didn't make sense. She said that, even with like her siblings, like Tina coming to social media, she didn't mention that her brother doesn't come to social media, which she does respect. But she was like, with Tina, she comes to social media. She bashes, whatever. And things like that. And it's like, okay, she was like, I think maybe that Tina was mad at Queen because something of the sort where she wanted Queen to come and host her party back in January. And Queen was like, no, I'm pregnant. Like, and plus I would need security, which that wouldn't even make sense, say that when, Lee and Clarence and, y'all have security over there because you hired them, But so I don't know, if her sister was like, dang, like you're just gonna play it like that, or if she was like, I don't know, we don't know about that part. It's a little off to me. The only thing that would make sense is probably like maybe not having her go out because she was pregnant, and that's where it should have stopped. I wouldn't have necessarily said anything about like the security, because you hired a whole entourage of a family who got it going on. Like they had one band, one sound. I tell you, stay woke. No, I was playing. But anyway, so I was just listening to the video, and it was just a lot of different things that I don't know. I know I keep saying it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it's like, okay, if you want, it's one thing to come out and say your piece and you want to be removed from a situation. Cool, got it, beautiful. But it's a whole nother situation where you come and make a video. There's a lot of edits in the video for one. And there's just a lot of things that it just ultimately seems as if, you're almost kind of putting a blanket over Clarence and Lee, and then, kind of putting the family up under the bus, type of situation. That's really what I looked at it. That's really what it looks like. To me. Now, I don't know, what y'all think, what y'all think, but, also it was just a lot of different things as far as that. When she goes into talking about like the whole hospital feel, and she was like, yeah, day one, she, her mom got to see the actual baby, but by day two, things went a little north or south, however it may be. But as far as with that, she goes to say like, that she actually, her mom wanted to come and just talk to everybody because her mom used to be texting Lee, just basically expressing how she really thinks that they're trying to take her away from Queen and all that. I mean, take Queen away from her and all of this type of different things, which is, crazy in itself. That your mom would even have to text somebody else, with these same feelings, especially, I'm not gonna say that a mom knows all the time all the right things, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that lady, she probably had a sense of like a lot of things was moving too fast. You feel what I'm saying? You got off of, you got off of a marriage, you go and you have not even a month or two to yourself, and you're flying to New York, to go see a crush, while she has your child. So it's like, okay, I love my child so much that I don't want to see her, go down a whole nother different road. If, she just got out of a bad road, I don't want to see her go and double out double around and go right back into the same road. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's like with Chris, a lot of us can say, okay, Chris was bad. But a lot of us, can also say that Clarence doesn't look that much better as far as his situation and what's going on with his family. It's just like I feel like there is some things that are being controlled on that end still, because again, if it was one of those things where it's like, okay, like Queen, yeah, I love you. I'm your man. I'm now your, a father to our kid and stuff like that. And I want to protect you. I get it. But she was saying that her mom actually came to the hospital to talk. So it's like, or get on good terms. And it's like when she comes to the hospital to apologize, instead of, knowing your place as a boyfriend and just being like, okay, whether it was genuine or not, just to go about and say like, well, like Queen, y'all hurt Queen a lot. That I don't feel like that was your place because again, you're not a husband. You're not. You're just the father of the child that y'all share and a boyfriend. I feel like that at that moment, especially if it's supposed to be a great, beautiful moment, which it is. A child just came into the world. I feel like that as far as with that altogether, if somebody, maybe the timing was off, maybe emotions, maybe people didn't really get that much sleep because the baby was around or was coming about, so maybe a lot of that, stemmed out of, just being tired, right? But at the same time, it's like, I feel like if she drove to come see the baby and she felt on her heart that day, at all days, to be like, hey, I really want to let y'all know that I'm just sorry for everything. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we don't got to go into why I'm sorry for real, but we know what's going on. So I'm sorry for everything, I feel like if y'all love Queen just as much as her own mother loves Queen, and if you are protecting her or looking out for her, I feel like that everybody in that room should just be like, we forgive you, we understand, but look, let's keep things off of social media. In the conversation, right? I don't think nobody should have overstepped any sort of boundaries and say, yeah, your family, y'all really hurt Queen. That's not your place to say that. That's Queen's place to let her family know, hey, y'all done did a lot of damage and I can't take it no more. I am this figure or I'm this public figure and I'm just trying to be positive and I'm just trying to, live my life. I don't bother people, whatever. I just want to live my life, but I don't want y'all to come to social media every time you have a problem. I want y'all to dial the number, that we all have, right? So I get that, but it's like, come on, man. I don't think that should have been said, especially when your mom didn't come on camera and say anything as far as what actually happened in the hospital or anything of the sort. I get that you're addressing a lot of different T channels and, drama channels and probably even channels that are making false videos about false accusations. But at the same time, once you're telling your truth, you don't have to put the real business out there at the same sense, if that makes sense. There's ways to go about telling your truth without telling all the truth, right? If it is all the truth, because like I said, there was a lot of edits in the video and a lot of things, of course, are not going to be stated on camera. But I do think that there's some things that it should have been stated on camera because for one, that wasn't, because honestly speaking, that wasn't Clarence's grounds to address like, yeah, your family, whatever. It's just like, okay, accept the apology, be quiet, sit back and get back to, being happy that your son is here, right? And understanding that, hey, this is your son's whether you like it or not, this is your son's grandparent, right? I don't like that, at all. I just don't like it. It just didn't look good. It didn't sound good. Didn't feel good. And, it would make anybody mad because she has her family looking crazy right now. I'm gonna be honest. She has it looking as if y'all are so jealous and y'all done made all this stuff and y'all don't really know about me and Clarence for real because y'all aren't around or whatever. But honestly speaking, let's just be honest. I get that family drama happens. I get it. And I get that even if Queen is so hurt, like Clarence states and Queen states, right? Let's think about this. Even with CJ, why would you still, you know what I'm saying? Why would you still let your child go and be with the grandparent? If it's such a huge problem and this one person is honestly, perhaps the problem because she's drawing a wedge between your relationship, which that part right there is the part of the video where I was over it. I was over for real. I was really over it. I was over it, girl. I was over it because it's like she was like, yeah, and this is just having a strain and messing up my relationship. And it's like, how can untruthful things mess up your relationship? That's for one. If none of this stuff is true, and Clarence is is the best person in the land, baby. If he's the best person in the land, how can anything untrue mess up your relationship unless somebody is trying to control the narrative because things aren't getting said the way that he would like, in the light that he would like. As far as a lot of people are just not down with praising him. So I would step back some more. I get it. You said you step back, you examine some things, you look at yourself, and you just realize that basically you don't have a voice or you don't speak up for yourself. But that's the only thing that you notice. I would step back again, baby girl, because honestly, just being honest, right? I don't see how you don't see that that's not a problem. I really don't see how you don't see how that's a problem. Then man, 39 minutes and it was just like, then she goes to say like, a lot of y'all was like, Clarence doesn't, really mesh well with CJ or trying to compare them, and it wasn't nothing like that. It had nothing to do with them comparing the two, and it just took Clarence a while to accept him or get used to CJ. But it's like, why would it take him a while to accept somebody who y'all was on Instagram? He knew that you had a child. It wouldn't have took long for somebody to come in your life, accept the child. I can understand even, because I've seen a lot of different videos where she's like, she often goes into state like, yeah, when he's with his daddy or whatever, he's raised one way, and when he comes back with me, I have to get him back on track. But honestly, that's not true. That's not true. There's a lot of videos where CJ be acting out. Like CJ be going ham. He been going ham since the red couch days, literally going ham. And I just think it's where, at the time, it was cool. When he was with Chris, it was cool for him to be doing the things that he was doing. And I think that you got around Clarence and he was like, man, this kid is mad annoying. Like, you need to calm him down. Like, bro, chill. Like, get him. You ain't gonna tame your kid. You feel what I'm saying? That's probably what it was. And now it's like, oh, snap. I gotta actually, put some type of structure into him. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just don't like this video. I don't like it. I just don't think that it should have came out at all. Especially right when I felt like, okay, she had some valid points to make it, you be like, okay, yeah. Like, yeah, okay, I see how this is all senseless. It just got out of proportion. Queen was on the come up. It wasn't harsh at all. She was just literally just working and trying to provide and really just creating this new life. And it wasn't nothing like that. But it was so many things that just didn't make sense, It just didn't make sense. Even when she goes to talk about how Clarence and Patty and Lee, when they go to sign, how all of them got flights, but they paid for their flights, and then Lee and Queen, they got their flights paid for or whatever. But it's like Clarence and Patty had to pay for their flights, and she goes on to say like how she can't, basically she doesn't want to. Well, she couldn't because it was last minute. How, paying for her mom and her brother and sister flight because it just was last minute. And I just think, even with that, it's just an excuse because man, if you didn't have to pay for your flight, you definitely could have paid for 3 flights. You definitely can, especially if y'all come on camera, y'all got all this other designer stuff. You definitely could have paid for 3 flights to have them, maybe not in the meeting, but maybe sitting outside in a taxi. So right when you came down from signing your papers, they can actually, experience that moment with you and been happy as well. Because who wouldn't want, to celebrate or see see their child, walk right directly into their dreams. Who wouldn't want to see that, right? And it's like, I don't even understand when she was like, yeah, and Lee, we brought Patty and Clarence around because, so Clarence can, understand these meetings more. And it's like, Clarence doesn't do music. Like, what does he do? Y'all keep talking about these shirts and pants and fashion, but what are y'all talking about? Like, what is anybody talking about with this guy? Like, what really does he do? Okay, nothing. So, right. So it's like, why is he in these meetings? And then she was like, yeah, and his sister works for celebrities and it was really for the connects and blah, 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 blah. And just all this stuff. And it's like, that's how she's an accountant because she's did that before. And it's like, what celebrities? Why isn't Patty on then? Why didn't Patty get on before you then? It's like, come on, man. Come on. You see this. You got to see this. You got to see what's going on, girl. Girl, you see what's going on. You see what's going on. Let's quit it. Let's quit playing. You see it. It's like, how can you not see what's going on? Like, that doesn't even make real sense. It doesn't even make real sense. I can't even make it make sense. It's probably why this video is about to be all over the place because I literally can't even make it make sense. I tried going into that video. I was like, oh my gosh. When I was listening to it, that's when I was going to do my first reaction. I was going to bring, really bring her video on and do a reaction with it, a live reaction. And I was like, oh my God, because yeah, let's go ahead and get to this video. Clear your name, baby girl. Go ahead, girlfriend. Like, clear your name. Like, yes, stand up. But it wasn't it. It wasn't it. A lot of things just didn't make sense I'm telling y'all, from the security to Clarence in the hospital, then asking a mom to leave. I don't know. I don't know how people, I don't see how nobody's seeing this as not being as controlled. And it's like the only thing that really matters to her is keeping this relationship. What are y'all trying to do? Make me not have this relationship? What are y'all trying to do? Make him not want to talk to me? Like, is this high school? No. How can the truth or the untruthful things break you from your relationship? The only things that can break you from your relationship, if it's some things that are going on inside the relationship, right? That's the only thing that can break the relationship. And I just don't understand how, I don't understand or see where any of this is going, honestly. I don't think that she should have put that video out, especially when her family, maybe Tina, you feel what I'm saying? Go ahead, if you wanted to make a video, go ahead and put out Tina's laundry or what she did. You feel what I'm saying? But I necessarily wouldn't have put what my mom, said or, what even happened in the hospital for real. Unless she was going to say, something different. Because what you said, I don't think it was. She was like, and in the video, she was just going on about like, yeah, I'm not saying that my mom's thought, feelings was wrong, but I'm also not saying that, Clarence, he doesn't have a right to feel these feelings. He doesn't have a right to feel these feelings. He overstepped his boundaries. And yeah, true enough, you can't tell somebody how to feel, but you can damn sure stand up and say, I got this. Let us work this out. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, you need to know your place unless you're putting a ring on it. It ain't no ring on it. And I would hope it wouldn't go on there right now either, because that's too soon, It's just like, it's just it's a wreck. It's a real train wreck going on. And it's sad. It's sad that everybody can see it and she can't see it. She's gone. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I'm not going to talk any longer. Again, hopefully y'all understand anything that I said in this video. Because again, your girl is tired from the emotional roller coaster that I went through during that video. I had so many different emotions. I was like, yes, queen. Like, I'm about to make a video. And I was really about to make a video. And I was going to be like, you know what? Yeah, like, y'all, the whole time it's not her. But today, something different. I don't know. Y'all check out the video. Meet me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think, how y'all feel. Y'all asked. I gave y'all my opinion about it. Again, it's not to be hateful or anything, but it's just to say it's a lot going on, baby girl. It's a lot.